Have you ever felt that, no matter how hard you try, recognition never comes? That despite all your struggles and sacrifices, the world insists on keeping you down? Jeniffer knows that feeling all too well. In a society where gender discrimination still prevails, she was constantly overlooked by her own family, forcing her to walk a hard and lonely path. But what happens when that inner strength, often underestimated, turns into a powerful weapon for change? Imagine discovering that the greatest challenges of your life are actually the key to a bright and love-filled future. Jeniffer not only faced humiliation and disrespect, but also defied society's expectations, proving that it's possible to rewrite your own story, even when everything seems lost. Want to know how? Then stay with us and discover Jeniffer's inspiring journey. Jeniffer's earliest memories were tinged with a sense of exclusion and longing. Growing up in a conservative family, she quickly learned that her parents favored her brother. They showered him with praise and opportunities, while she was left in the shadows, often ignored or criticized. From a young age, Jeniffer was expected to help with household chores, her dreams and desires dismissed as unimportant. Despite the discouragement, Jeniffer was determined to rise above her circumstances. Every night, after the day's chores were done and her family was asleep, she would sneak into the small attic where she kept her school books. By the dim light of a single bulb, she would study late into the night, immersing herself in a world where gender did not define her worth. Her parents' disapproval was a constant weight on her shoulders. They believed that a woman's place was in the home, serving her family. Jeniffer's ambitions were seen as rebellious, a threat to the traditional values they held dear. Yet, with every harsh word and dismissive glance, her resolve only grew stronger. She was determined to prove them wrong, to show that she was capable of so much more. Jeniffer's brother, oblivious to the struggles of his sister, thrived under the encouragement of their parents. He excelled in school, participated in extracurricular activities, and was often the center of attention at family gatherings. Jeniffer watched from the sidelines, her heart aching with a mixture of envy and determination. She refused to let her circumstances define her future. One particularly harsh winter, her father fell ill, and the burden of maintaining the household fell even heavier on Jeniffer's shoulders. She took on odd jobs, working tirelessly to keep the family afloat. It was during this challenging time that she discovered a strength within herself she never knew existed. The nights spent studying, the hours of hard work, they all fueled her inner fire, a quiet rebellion against the life she had been given. Her perseverance paid off. Against all odds, Jeniffer graduated from high school, a milestone that filled her with pride and hope. She was ready to leave behind the shadows of her past and step into a future she had fought so hard to build. Little did she know, the challenges were far from over, but so too were the moments of unexpected love and triumph that awaited her. Jeniffer's marriage to Brian began with hope and dreams of a brighter future. They met during a community event where Brian's charm and charisma captivated her. He seemed different from the people in her past. Supportive, kind, and full of ambition, Brian promised her a life of partnership and love, and Jeniffer, yearning for acceptance and stability, believed him wholeheartedly. In the early days, their marriage was filled with tender moments and shared dreams. Jeniffer supported Brian as he pursued his career in law, working tirelessly to help make ends meet. She took on multiple jobs, managing the household with efficiency and care. Despite the long hours and mounting pressures, Jeniffer remained hopeful, believing that their sacrifices would eventually pay off. However, as Brian climbed the corporate ladder, the cracks in their relationship began to show. He became increasingly distant, his demeanor changing from loving to indifferent. The long hours at the office turned into excuses to avoid coming home, and the promises of partnership faded into the background. Jeniffer's once supportive husband became a stranger, preoccupied with his own ambitions and social standing. The first real blow came from Brian's mother. She was cold and critical, never missing an opportunity to belittle Jeniffer. To her, Jeniffer was never good enough for her son, not refined enough, not educated enough, not worthy. Brian, instead of defending his wife, often sided with his mother, dismissing Jeniffer's feelings and concerns. The isolation and humiliation Jeniffer felt were profound. yet she endured, hoping things would improve. One fateful day, Jeniffer arrived at Brian's office to deliver the keys he had forgotten at home. She wore simple clothes, the marks of her hard-working life evident in her appearance. When Brian saw her, a flicker of shame crossed his face. In front of his colleagues, he introduced her as the maid, a statement that cut Jeniffer deeply. It was a moment of profound betrayal, the sting of his words leaving a scar that wouldn't easily heal. The final straw came when Brian admitted he had been unfaithful. He had found someone else, someone who better fit the image he wanted to project. He asked for a divorce, his tone casual, as if discarding an old piece of furniture. The pain was excruciating, but amidst the heartbreak, Jeniffer felt a surge of determination. She refused to be a victim any longer. Jeniffer fought for her rights, ensuring she and their daughter, Bia, would have a fair settlement. The divorce was messy, filled with bitter exchanges and legal battles, but Jeniffer stood her ground. She walked away from the marriage with her dignity intact and a fierce resolve to build a better life for herself and her daughter. The end of her marriage marked the beginning of a new chapter. The road ahead was uncertain, but Jeniffer knew she had the strength to face whatever came her way. Her experiences had taught her resilience, and now, more than ever, she was ready to reclaim her life and pursue the happiness she deserved. Jeniffer's days had settled into a routine of hard work and quiet endurance. She juggled multiple jobs, managing the household, caring for Bia, and supporting Brian's career. Her sacrifices often went unnoticed, her efforts taken for granted. But she pressed on, driven by her hope for a stable family life. One morning, Brian left in a hurry, forgetting his keys. Jeniffer, ever the dutiful wife, decided to take them to him at his office. She dressed simply, as she always did, in a plain dress and comfortable shoes. Her appearance was a testament to her tireless work ethic and unpretentious nature. When she arrived at the law firm, the receptionist eyed her with a mix of curiosity and mild disdain. She waited patiently in the sleek, modern lobby, feeling out of place among the polished professionals who walked by, barely acknowledging her presence. Finally, she was directed to Brian's office. Brian was in the middle of a meeting with several colleagues when she knocked on the door. He looked up, and for a brief moment, Jeniffer saw a flicker of something in his eyes. Was it shame, annoyance, or something else? She couldn't tell. "Brian, you forgot your keys," she said, holding them out to him. His colleagues turned to look at her, their gazes critical and curious. Brian's face flushed, and he quickly stepped forward, taking the keys from her hand. "Thank you," he said curtly, before turning to his colleagues with a forced smile. "Everyone, this is our housekeeper. She takes care of things for us at home." The words hung in the air, heavy and cruel. Jeniffer felt her heart drop, her face burning with humiliation. She stood there, frozen, as Brian's colleagues gave her dismissive nods and went back to their conversation. She managed a tight smile, murmured a quick, "Excuse me," and left the room as quickly as she could. Outside, she leaned against the wall, trying to catch her breath. The sting of Brian's words cut deep, the casual way he had dismissed her, the woman who had stood by him through everything, as nothing more than a servant. It was a moment of profound betrayal, a public declaration of how little he valued her. As she made her way home, the humiliation turned to anger and then to a steely resolve. This was her breaking point. The years of silent suffering, of enduring Brian's indifference and his mother's cruelty, of putting everyone else's needs before her own. It had to end. She deserved better, and more importantly, Bia deserved a mother who was strong and unbroken. That night, Jeniffer confronted Brian. She demanded respect and recognition for everything she had done for their family. But Brian, already lost in his own world of ambition and deceit, dismissed her yet again. He made it clear that he saw no future with her, admitting to his affair and asking for a divorce. For Jeniffer, the pain was searing, but amidst the heartbreak, a new strength emerged. She realized that she could no longer allow herself to be diminished by those who failed to see her worth. She would fight for her rights, for her dignity, and for a future where she and Bia could thrive without the shadow of Brian's betrayal. Jeniffer's resolve was unshakable. She walked away from that humiliating encounter with a renewed sense of purpose. It was time to reclaim her life, to rebuild from the ruins of her broken marriage, and to show her daughter what true strength and resilience looked like. The journey ahead would be difficult, but Jeniffer was ready to face it head-on, determined to carve out a new path for herself and Bia. The day Brian handed her the divorce papers, Jeniffer felt a mix of relief and trepidation. The years of emotional neglect and humiliation had taken their toll, but now, holding those papers, she saw a chance for liberation. It was time to fight for her dignity, for Bia's future, and for a life where she could finally be free from Brian's shadow. The legal battle was grueling. Brian, fueled by his own sense of superiority and desire to maintain control, tried to paint Jeniffer as an unfit mother, unworthy of any significant settlement. But Jeniffer, with the same determination that had driven her to study in secret and support her family, stood her ground. She found a lawyer who believed in her cause, someone who saw her strength and resilience. In court, Jeniffer recounted the years of silent suffering, the sacrifices she had made, and the moment of ultimate betrayal at Brian's office. Her voice, though trembling at times, carried the weight of her truth. She was no longer the quiet, subservient wife. She was a warrior, fighting for her rights and her daughter's future. Brian's attempts to undermine her were met with fierce opposition. Jeniffer's lawyer presented evidence of Brian's infidelity and his neglect as a father. Friends and neighbors testified on Jeniffer's behalf, painting a picture of a dedicated mother and a hard-working woman who had been wronged. The court battle was long and emotionally draining, but Jeniffer's resolve never wavered. The day the judge ruled in her favor, awarding her full custody of Bia and a fair share of the marital assets, Jeniffer felt a wave of triumph. She had stood up to Brian, to the societal norms that had tried to keep her down, and she had won. With the legal battle behind her, she faced the daunting task of rebuilding her life. Jeniffer found a small apartment for herself and Bia. It wasn't much, but it was theirs, a place where they could start anew, free from the ghosts of the past. She took on a job as a domestic worker, the same role Brian had once used to demean her, but now it was a stepping stone to independence. She worked tirelessly, saving every penny, determined to create a better life for her daughter. Despite the challenges, there were moments of joy and connection. Bia, though young, understood the changes in their lives and stood by her mother with unwavering support. Their bond grew stronger, forged in the fires of their shared struggles. Jeniffer made sure Bia knew she was loved and valued, teaching her the importance of resilience and self-respect. Jeniffer's hard work did not go unnoticed. One of her employers, a kind and empathetic woman, saw her potential and offered her a position managing the household staff. This promotion brought more stability and a sense of accomplishment. Jeniffer, once dismissed as a mere housekeeper, was now recognized for her leadership and organizational skills. It was during this time that Jeniffer met Maycon. He was a friend of her employer, visiting one evening for a dinner party. Maycon was immediately struck by Jeniffer's strength and quiet dignity. He saw beyond her role as a domestic worker, recognizing the intelligent, resilient woman she was. Their conversations were filled with mutual respect and genuine interest, and a connection began to form. Maycon's admiration for Jeniffer grew with each encounter. He was patient, kind, and unwavering in his support. For the first time in years, Jeniffer felt truly seen and valued. Their relationship blossomed, built on a foundation of respect, shared values, and a deep, abiding love. As they planned their future together, Jeniffer knew she had found a partner who valued her for who she was, not for what she could do for him. With Maycon by her side, she felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Together, they provided a stable, loving environment for Bia, a stark contrast to the turmoil of her past. Jeniffer's journey had been one of pain and struggle, but it was also a testament to her incredible strength and resilience. She had fought for her dignity, rebuilt her life, and found true love. Her story was far from over, but for the first time, she faced the future with hope and a sense of peace. Jeniffer's new life began with the humbling task of finding work as a domestic worker. It was a difficult transition, leaving behind the painful remnants of her past and stepping into a role that many might see as menial. But for Jeniffer, it was a fresh start, a way to regain her independence and provide for Bia. She found her first job in a large, elegant house owned by Mrs. Oliveira, a kind woman who treated her staff with respect. The work was hard but honest, and for Jeniffer, it was a stepping stone toward a brighter future. Each day, she scrubbed floors, polished furniture, and managed the household tasks with meticulous care. The physical labor was exhausting, but it offered a sense of purpose and a steady income. Jeniffer's mornings started early. She would wake up before dawn, prepare a simple breakfast for Bia, and then walk her to school. The quiet moments with her daughter were precious, filled with laughter and conversations about their dreams. Jeniffer wanted Bia to see that hard work and determination could lead to a better life, no matter the obstacles. At work, Jeniffer's attention to detail and her unwavering dedication quickly earned her the respect of her employer. Mrs. Oliveira noticed her diligence and began to rely on her more and more, entrusting her with responsibilities beyond basic housekeeping. Jeniffer organized the household, managed the other staff, and even took on the role of planning family events. Her confidence grew with each passing day, and so did her pride in her work. It was during one of these events that Jeniffer first met Maycon. He was a friend of Mrs. Oliveira, invited to a dinner party. Jeniffer, dressed in a simple uniform, was overseeing the final preparations when their paths crossed. Maycon, with his warm smile and genuine curiosity, struck up a conversation with her. "Your work here is impressive," he said, glancing around at the beautifully arranged dining room. "You have a real talent for organization." Jeniffer blushed, not used to receiving compliments for her work. "Thank you. I just try to do my best." Maycon saw something special in Jeniffer. Beyond her role as a domestic worker, he recognized her intelligence, her strength, and the quiet resilience that shone through in everything she did. Their initial conversation turned into many more, each one revealing more about their shared values and aspirations. As their friendship deepened, Maycon began to admire Jeniffer's determination and the love she had for Bia. He learned about her struggles, her painful past, and the way she had rebuilt her life from the ground up. Inspired by her story, he found himself drawn to her more each day. Jeniffer, cautious after her experience with Brian, took her time to trust Maycon, but his kindness, patience, and respect slowly broke down her walls. He never judged her for her past or her job. Instead, he celebrated her achievements and supported her dreams. Their bond grew stronger, built on mutual respect and admiration. One day, Mrs. Oliveira called Jeniffer into her office. "Jeniffer, you've been doing an outstanding job here. I'd like to offer you a promotion. How would you feel about becoming the household manager?" Jeniffer was taken aback. The promotion meant more responsibilities and better pay, a significant step toward financial stability for her and Bia. "I'm honored, Mrs. Oliveira. Thank you for believing in me." With the promotion, Jeniffer's life took a turn for the better. She was able to provide a more comfortable life for Bia, and she found fulfillment in her work. The respect she earned from her employer and colleagues gave her a sense of pride and accomplishment that she had longed for. Through all of this, Maycon remained by her side, a constant source of support and love. Their relationship blossomed, and Jeniffer found herself envisioning a future she had never dared to dream of before, a future filled with love, respect, and stability. Jeniffer's journey as a domestic worker was not just about earning a living. It was about reclaiming her dignity and building a foundation for a new life. She had faced countless challenges and had emerged stronger, ready to embrace the happiness and opportunities that lay ahead. Jeniffer's days had fallen into a new rhythm of work and family. Her promotion to household manager brought a sense of accomplishment and a more comfortable life for her and Bia. Yet, amidst the routine and hard work, a new chapter was quietly unfolding, one that would bring love and respect into her life in a way she had never experienced before. It all began at one of Mrs. Oliveira's dinner parties. Jeniffer was overseeing the preparations, her usual meticulous attention to detail ensuring that everything was perfect. She moved gracefully through the room, adjusting the settings, checking the arrangements, her mind focused on her tasks. That's when she first saw Maycon. He arrived early, a warm smile lighting up his face as he greeted Mrs. Oliveira. There was something about his presence that immediately caught Jeniffer's attention. He was confident but not arrogant, his demeanor kind and approachable. As the evening progressed, their paths crossed several times, each encounter marked by a polite nod or a brief exchange of pleasantries. Towards the end of the evening, as the guests were enjoying dessert, Maycon approached Jeniffer in the kitchen. "You've done an amazing job tonight. The dinner party is perfect," he said, his voice sincere and warm. Jeniffer looked up, surprised and pleased by the compliment. "Thank you. I'm glad everything turned out well." Maycon leaned against the counter, his eyes studying her with genuine interest. "I'm Maycon, by the way. I don't think we've officially met." "Jeniffer," she replied, shaking his hand. There was a moment of silence, comfortable and unforced, before Maycon spoke again. "I've heard a lot about you from Mrs. Oliveira. She speaks very highly of you." Jeniffer blushed slightly and used to such direct praise. "I just try to do my best." Over the next few weeks, their paths continued to cross. Maycon visited Mrs. Oliveira often, and each time, he made a point to seek Jeniffer out, to engage her in conversation. They talked about everything: their work, their pasts, their dreams. Jeniffer found herself opening up to him in a way she hadn't with anyone else. She shared her story, her struggles, her journey from a neglected daughter and a mistreated wife to an independent woman fighting for a better life. Maycon listened with rapt attention, never interrupting, always offering support and understanding. He admired her strength, her resilience, and the love she had for Bia. Jeniffer, in turn, was drawn to his kindness, his respect for her, and his unwavering belief in her potential. One evening, after a particularly long day, Maycon invited Jeniffer and Bia to join him for a walk in the nearby park. The sun was setting, casting a warm glow over the landscape as they strolled through the trees. Bia ran ahead, her laughter echoing through the air, while Jeniffer and Maycon walked side by side. "You're an incredible person, Jeniffer," Maycon said softly, breaking the comfortable silence. "I admire everything about you. Your strength, your kindness, your dedication." Jeniffer looked at him, her heart swelling with emotion. "Thank you, Maycon. You've been such a good friend to me. I don't know what I would have done without your support." Maycon stopped walking, turning to face her. "Jeniffer, I want to be more than just a friend to you. I care about you deeply, and I would be honored if you'd allow me to be a part of your life, a real part." Tears filled Jennifer's eyes as she took in his words. In Maycon, she saw a future filled with love, respect, and partnership. He was offering her something she had longed for but never dared to hope for: a chance at real happiness. "Yes, Maycon," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "I would love that." From that moment on, their relationship blossomed. Maycon became a constant presence in her life, offering support, love, and companionship. He treated Bia with the same kindness and respect, becoming a father figure she could look up to. Together, they built a life filled with laughter, love, and endless possibilities. For Jeniffer, meeting Maycon was more than just finding love. It was about finding someone who saw her worth, who respected her journey, and who was willing to stand by her side through all of life's challenges. It was about finding a partner who valued her for who she was, not for what she could do for him. With Maycon, Jeniffer finally found the love and respect she deserved, and the promise of a brighter future for herself and Bia. The journey to their new life wasn't easy, but Jeniffer and Bia embraced each step with courage and determination. With Maycon by their side, their world began to change in ways they had only dreamed of. Jeniffer, once burdened by the weight of her past, now looked to the future with hope and optimism. Their new home was modest but filled with love and laughter. Jeniffer and Maycon worked together to create a warm and welcoming environment for Bia, one where she could thrive and feel secure. The small apartment echoed with the sounds of family, the clatter of dishes as they prepared meals together, the murmur of bedtime stories, and the shared joy of simple moments. Jeniffer's job as a household manager continued to bring her fulfillment. She took pride in her work, knowing that it was a testament to her resilience and strength. Her dedication did not go unnoticed, and she soon found herself offered a position as an office manager in a small, family-owned business. It was a step up, providing her with more stability and an even greater sense of accomplishment. Bia, Inspired by her mother's hard work and determination, excelled in school. She was a bright, curious child, full of potential and dreams. Jeniffer encouraged her every step of the way, ensuring that Bia had opportunities she herself had been denied. With Maycon's support, Bia's world was filled with possibilities. As the years passed, their bond as a family grew stronger. They celebrated milestones together: Bia's first school award, Jeniffer's promotion, and the anniversaries that marked the passage of time and the deepening of their love. Each moment was a reminder of how far they had come and the bright future that lay ahead. One summer evening, as they sat on their small balcony watching the sunset, Jeniffer reflected on her journey. The pain and struggles of the past were still there, but they no longer defined her. She had transformed her life, turning adversity into strength, and she had found love and respect along the way. "Mom," Bia said, leaning against Jeniffer's shoulder, "I'm so proud of you." Jeniffer smiled, her heart full. "I'm proud of us, Bia. We've come a long way, and there's so much more to look forward to." Maycon, sitting beside them, took Jeniffer's hand in his. "We've built something beautiful together. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us." Their future was indeed bright. Jeniffer and Maycon decided to open a small community center, offering support and resources to women who, like Jeniffer, had faced difficult circumstances. The center provided job training, legal advice, and a safe space for women to rebuild their lives. It was their way of giving back, of ensuring that others could find the same strength and support that had helped them. The community center thrived, becoming a beacon of hope for many. Jeniffer found immense joy in her work there, knowing that she was making a difference. Her story, once one of pain and struggle, was now a source of inspiration for others. As Bia grew older, she became involved in the community center as well, eager to help and give back. She looked up to her mother with admiration, seeing in her the epitome of resilience and compassion. Bia's own dreams began to take shape, fueled by the love and support of her family. Jeniffer's journey from a life of neglect and humiliation to one of love, respect, and accomplishment was a testament to her unyielding spirit. With Maycon and Bia by her side, she had not only overcome her past but had built a future filled with promise and hope. The story of Jeniffer, Maycon, and Bia was one of transformation and triumph. It was a reminder that no matter how difficult the past, the future could be rewritten with courage, love, and determination. Together, they faced the world, ready to embrace whatever came next, secure in the knowledge that they had each other and a bright future ahead.